Hi there, welcome to the Money Matters series here with Minnequa Works Credit Union. I'm Nate here with Minnequa Works, and I'm excited to be able to introduce our guest for this series, welcoming Adrian from BankOn here in Pueblo County. So, welcome to Money Matters. Thank you for joining.
Thanks for having me, Nate. As Nathan said, my name is Adrian, and I work for BankOn Pueblo County as the program director out of United Way of Pueblo County. So thanks for having me.
Awesome, thank you so much. So tell us a little bit about what is BankOn and what are you doing here in Pueblo County?
Yeah, of course. So BankOn Pueblo County is a grant-funded program, and the Cities for Financial Empowerment Fund is our base funding partners, and they're based out of New York. And basically what we kind of have going on for us is that the United Way of Pueblo County put in an application through the Cities for Financial Empowerment Fund and brought this program to Pueblo for financial empowerment, financial stability, economic mobility, and opportunity for the residents of Pueblo. And basically what that looks like is a program that operates with credit unions and banks, works with community agencies, works with federal regulators, and works with the local government. And the program itself has a couple of different missions. One mission is to help banks and credit unions establish accounts that are safe, affordable, and functional for the community. A lot of those different features focus around safety for the person that's opening the account. A lot of different features around overdraft fee protection and non-sufficient funds fee protection. And upon getting a certified account for that bank or credit union, they offer that out to the residents of Pueblo. So along with our community agencies, we're allowed to get our clients that are unbanked or underbanked into these bank accounts so that they can have some kind of financial foundation to start off with and to build off of into the future.
That sounds incredible. It's a lot of initiatives kind of packed into one. So when you're talking about that financial empowerment piece, what are you seeing as the main impact or the driver in terms of benefits for individuals that kind of go through the program? Whether it be here with Minnequa Works Credit Union or any other institution, what's kind of like the fundamental reason why that's important?
Yeah. So one of the main reasons why the BankOn account is so powerful is that in the past we've seen banking services that are maybe alternative or practices that are not including any kind of banking service at all. And basically what that equals out to is a person who becomes unbanked or a person that's underbanked. When we talk about unbanked populations, across the United States, that's about 4.5% of the population. In Colorado specifically, it's at 6% unbanked. And in Pueblo, we're at 8% unbanked. And basically that just means that there's a household that doesn't have anybody living in it that has access to a checking or savings account. And then of course, when we talk about the underbanked portion of the population, right now in Pueblo, that sits at about 17%. And that basically just means that they have access to some kind of checking or savings account, but they're being bombarded with so many fees that it's costing them throughout the year. Typically, what we're seeing is that an unbanked person or an underbanked person can spend roughly $40,000 over a lifetime, which amounts to about $500 a year, depending on life expectancy and spending habits. But alternative checking and banking services can be very costly. And of course, being unbanked can be very costly. So the main purpose for developing BankOn accounts is to help a person from losing money right off the top and putting them into a safe and affordable and functional account where they can still do bill pay, they can do electronic deposits, they can go ahead and manage their money from their cell phone, from a mobile device, and they're not being bombarded with all of those extra fees that go along with some banking practices.
It's an incredible impact to make to a community, but individuals, right? You said 17% of individuals in the community are underbanked. So basically looking at 1 in 5 individuals as we're looking around, people that family members, right? Friends in the community, and $40,000 is a lot, right? To be able to help make that significant impact. I know you were tremendous help to us in terms of Minnequa Works, in terms of helping to educate us as an organization in terms of helping to align these benefits to members. What are some key features or elements do you have to look for with a credit union or organization that's looking to be BankOn certified in terms of the accounts that they're offering? What are those features that align to benefits for members, really?
Yeah, thank you, Nathan. So in order for a bank or a credit union to become certified as holding a national account standard, or an NAS account, as defined by the Cities for Financial Empowerment Fund and the nationwide BankOn movement, is that one key credential is that they have to be able to bank mobilely. So having access to a bank account online is a key feature. Another key feature is that the person that opens the account will not be charged overdraft fees or non-sufficient funds fees. Very critical for the accounts. But other key features are that the opening fees and the monthly fees are low and transparent. So as time goes on, there's not any hidden fee that pops up or any unexpected fees that develop. So there are about 26 different features. Those are just some of them. We'll go ahead and put the full description and a link in the description here that gives you access to the NAS accounts.
Awesome. So click here or check out this link and get more information. And definitely a great thing to be able to look into further. Thank you for helping to share that.
Yeah.
Help clarify it. You mentioned in terms of insufficient funds fees and transparency, right? So it's, first and foremost, that's a huge benefit and really kind of peace of mind, right? For someone that's looking at going to establish either their first account, the very first time that they might be looking at establishing a checking account, or maybe they'd had situations in the past where they didn't have that trust factor in relation to their bank or institution that they were involved with, credit union, whatever it might have been, and that transparency in terms of knowing, okay, what does it look like to have this account? What can I do with this in terms of the benefit? And that was a big part of our discussion that we had, getting our overtime checking account established with the BankOn Certification with your support. And after we had looked at it in terms of the aspects of making sure that there weren't any insufficient funds, no overdrafting on the account from that standpoint, from peace of mind, the other thing that we wanted to look at from our side was the needs of helping to build savings and helping to establish and promote a benefit of what does it mean to be a member with a credit union? What does it mean to have that trusted relationship? So one of the additional factors that we looked at was helping to have our members earn interest in their checking accounts. So we focused in on having 1.5% interest. That's kind of where that overtime checking comes into mind, right? That kind of play on words. We're helping to work for our members. We want to help give back to them in terms of their membership. 1.5% interest. We see in the news over this last year, things like Silicon Valley Bank, different concerns that a lot of people might have when it comes to banking institutions, financial institutions as a whole. And by having that transparency and having accounts that are developed with the BankOn focus in mind, right, in terms of inclusion and awareness for support of individuals, hopefully it'll help continue to build that trust factor and help to show what the benefit is to someone having an account. So thank you for helping to drive the initiatives and open the communication for those in the community. It's great to see.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So in terms of anticipating kind of what BankOn has been able to achieve so far, which is tremendous in terms of engaging with community partners, how many institutions here, in addition to Minnequa Works, how many institutions locally are part of the BankOn initiative, or are there some other resources where someone can kind of see, hey, where do I get more information about accounts?
Yeah. So right now we're sitting in the summer of 2023. We've got about a third of the banks and credit unions in Pueblo right now that have certified BankOn accounts that they're offering to the community. We have roughly 30 banks and credit unions in the area that are our total area coverage of banks and credit unions. And then there are also some banks that have ATM machines that don't have physical branch locations here. So BankOn Pueblo County right now has 11 different certified accounts that are either a physical branch location or an ATM branch mobile location.
Awesome. And if anybody ever has any questions, you're always more than welcome to come by our lobbies here too, have a conversation. We'd be glad to help relay as much information as we can, not only for our account here held at Minnequa Works, that's BankOn certified, but you've given us a lot of great promotional material and educational pieces that we have available in our lobbies. So we're excited to help kind of share that mission and ideas as well. As you move forward with BankOn, what do you anticipate on the road ahead, or some key initiatives that you're taking on?
Yeah, thank you so much. So Nathan's right. Minnequa Works Credit Union is the newest BankOn certified account as of April of 2023, offering their overtime checking account. And looking into the future with accounts like this, what we're able to do is partner with promising community agencies that have identified populations as either folks who have been formerly incarcerated, formerly homeless or currently homeless populations, victims of domestic violence, children that are in foster care or aging out of foster care, migrant farm workers. So there's a vast population of folks who qualify for this type of an account that would really help get them starting on the right foot financially, right? We talk about kind of plugging the holes in the boat so that we're not taking on more water than what we can have in order to stay afloat. And so sometimes it's a young student, sometimes it's somebody taking control of their finances for the first time if they're getting out of a situation that they weren't able to control their finances in the past for. And so starting off on the right foot financially is huge for the future of that person, whether that means that they're getting into a car loan to help them get to and from work or to and from school, whether that's them qualifying for a home loan so they could have their family housed in a safe environment, building dreams and reaching goals in that sense, or if they're looking to start a small business or become an entrepreneur or do some kind of work for the community. So it really is a great opportunity for all the banks and credit unions that have certified products to offer them to the Pueblo residents so that they can get financially sound, right? Moving into the future, start off with a strong foundation, and it opens up a lot of opportunity for what that family can do into the future or what those individuals can do for themselves moving forward.
Definitely. And you highlighted on, I think kind of that's a benchmark or a foundation where a BankOn certified account can really help kind of start a relationship, because it can go so much beyond that, like you mentioned. So you can start with the checking account that gives peace of mind and those enhanced benefits for someone opening an account. But then above and beyond that, as future needs come into play, you have that established relationship with your credit union, your local advocate, right, in terms of a financial need to help support and look for ideas of that auto loan, your future home purchase, additional savings opportunities across the board. So really kind of helping to build that foundation of trust is incredible to see. So hopefully we can continue to help elaborate on those relationships and memberships growing forward as we proceed in terms of BankOn certified accounts. If there's someone that's in the community or someone that's looking to try and get more information or look at resources, if they feel that they themselves are underbanked, how would you go about in terms of saying what would be the first step for somebody if they're saying, hey, I have some initial ideas of kind of what I'm doing, but maybe thinking I'm in that underbanked category? Any best practices or tips that you would give?
Yeah. Something that comes to mind if you're considering switching from what your current bank account is, or if you don't have a bank account, the first step is to get online, look for BankOn Pueblo County, whether that's our social media or our website, YouTube. There's a lot of information right now that we're pumping out into the public for BankOn accounts. And then really something that you should do if you already have a bank account is go ahead and look at your statements and look at all of the different items on there. If you have overdraft fees that you're incurring every month or every couple months that, at the end of the year, let's say you're racking up about $500 in overdraft fees. And it could be less, it could be more, whatever, you're seeing, but it really is a number that's much higher than what it should be, right? That is a good time to look at maybe getting into an account that doesn't have the overdraft fees or doesn't have the non-sufficient funds fees feature, so that you can kind of stunt the loss of money, right? The expenses that you're dealing with. As we know, in Pueblo, Colorado, the median income level is roughly around $50,000 or less. And so any amount of money that you're losing off of your income as an expense, if it's alternative checking or alternative banking, or if it's overdraft fees or non-sufficient funds fees, the first step is to stop the water from coming on board, right? Just make that clear. And then, of course, with strong partnerships into the future for BankOn Pueblo County, we have financial literacy workshops that we're doing, partnering with our friends here at Minnequa Works Credit Union. There's going to be a lot of opportunity to do some financial literacy with really a lot of fun things coming up at United Way. There's going to be opportunities for financial coaching. So after you establish your BankOn account with Minnequa Works Credit Union, the next step is to look at what that financial coaching looks like. Find out how to, control your expenses and how to maximize the money that you're bringing in as an income.
Awesome. Like you had mentioned, thank you for that. We're here to help, right? So Minnequa Works is here to work for our members and our community, and we're so excited and honored to be a part of the BankOn movement and in the certification for accounts to be able to help kind of show our further, testament to the community, testament to our members, and providing that value in a transparent way. So we appreciate all the support that you've given from BankOn here in Pueblo County and United Way, and we're excited to see what the road ahead's going to look like. Anything else for our viewers today? Anything else that you'd like to leave them with?
I think if I could say anything right now is just to look at the description below this video and look for the BankOn Pueblo County website, for the YouTube videos, and for any other material that we have linked below. And we want to thank our partners here at Minnequa Works Credit Union for hosting us, letting us share a little bit more about the BankOn Pueblo County program. And we look forward to serving our Pueblo residents now and into the future. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Appreciate you joining.